What's going on, Fizz Nation? Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are having a great week. This week we got a bit of a rarity and oddity on the channel that you might not have heard of. You might have, though. Depending on your proximity to the great state of Texas, your recent memory may or may not include a very specific type of Dr Pepper drink. I know I'm about to pick open a very recent wound for some of y'all, and I do apologize, but I stand with you in solidarity because up until about 11 years ago, you could go to a town in Texas called Dublin. And in Dublin, Texas, you could find a historic Dr Pepper bottling factory called Dublin Bottling Works, which up until 2012 manufactured and sold a very special version of Dr Pepper that they called Dublin Dr Pepper. The reason it was so special was because it was made with pure cane sugar, but not just any pure cane sugar. This was a very special recipe that was made with imperial cane sugar. Dublin Bottling Works was the first factory in America that bottled Dr Pepper, and it did so from 1891 all the way to 2012. However, as some of you may remember, in the 1970s, a lot of soda manufacturers started switching over to high fructose corn syrup instead of pure cane sugar to sweeten their sodas. Dublin Bottling Works did not want to make this switch, so they continued using imperial cane sugar to sweeten their Dr Pepper. Now bear in mind, the Dr Pepper brand is owned by Snapple, and they have long since moved their main production facility to St. Louis, Missouri. Now, like I said, up until 2012, Dublin Bottling Works continued to make the Dublin Dr Pepper formula with the imperial cane sugar. That is until June of 2011 when Snapple Dr Pepper sued Dublin Bottling Works. In that lawsuit, they acquired the rights to Dublin Dr Pepper and completely ceased production. So since 2012, Dublin Dr Pepper has ceased to exist. However, Dublin Bottling Works has continued to operate. They just can't make Dublin Dr Pepper anymore. So since 2012, they have focused on making craft sodas with pure cane sugar. There are several fruit and cola flavors that they make, including the topic of this week's video, Dublin 1891 Red Cola. If the speculation is to be believed, this is the closest that Dublin Bottling Works is legally allowed to come to Dublin Dr Pepper. It's a cherry flavored soda with a reddish tint that's made with pure cane sugar, just like Dublin Dr Pepper. However, since they are legally barred from making any soda that imitates Dr Pepper, this is the closest they can legally get. So you might be wondering, does this taste similar to Dublin Dr Pepper? Well, unfortunately, I'm not sure I'll be able to tell you that today because I haven't tasted Dublin Dr Pepper since around 2014. That was the last time my parents were able to find any when they were visiting Texas. However, they still buy this and the other flavors that Dublin Bottling Works makes, and they say that this is pretty close. Now, it's still worth mentioning that Dr Pepper with pure cane sugar is still made. It's just not the same recipe as Dublin Dr Pepper. It's a modern recipe made by Snapple Dr Pepper. But all that said, you guys did not come here for a history lesson. You guys came here for one reason and one reason only. So without any further ado, it's time to go ahead and pop the top on this bad boy and give it the old sniff test. The question we always have with the glass bottles is, does it twist open easily? Yes, it does. So let's go ahead and get it open and let's give it the old sniff test. Okay, so what I'm detecting here is sort of a fruity mix of flavors. I can definitely detect the pure cane sugar. It's absolutely there. Yeah, it just smells like sort of a sweet kind of licorice, but like pleasant. But if you guys have been watching long enough, you know that the sniff test is only going to get us so far. So it's time to grab our trusty glass with ice and let's go ahead and give it the pour and see what we can come up with. All right. So yeah, this is definitely a caramelized, it's got a bit of a reddish tint to it. I'm not sure if you can see. It's got a little bit of a reddish tint to it, just like Dr Pepper. Doesn't really smell like Dr Pepper, which obviously it wouldn't. I mean, they can legally not make a soda that imitates Dr Pepper. This is the closest they can come though, legally, so that does look really good. So I've actually been looking forward to this for a little while. My parents actually left this and a few others with me, so I'm looking forward to trying it. So hi mom, hi dad. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Please give it a like and subscribe. Without any further ado, here's to you. Okay, so this isn't Dr Pepper per se, but it is a very unique flavor. Like, the aftertaste is kind of reminding me of the pure cane sugar Dr Pepper. There is a few flavors here. There's definitely a little bit of fruitiness here. There's a little bit of a red licorice flavor to this. And yeah, that's absolutely real sugar. The way that I can always tell that it's pure cane sugar is high fructose corn syrup leaves a residue in your throat, but pure cane sugar does not. But yeah, I would say if Dublin Dr Pepper had to go out of existence, this is a pretty decent follow-up. Okay, so what do I think? I do love a good craft soda, and Dublin Bottling Works has made a really good line of craft sodas. Do I wish they would have been allowed to keep making Dublin Dr Pepper at their factory? Absolutely. Am I grateful that they're still allowed to make a soda that kind of reminds you of it, but also has its own life? Also, absolutely. That said, I understand how people who are closer to this situation see this as a very bitter compromise. But as we all know, when it comes to trademark and copyright law in the United States, you really do have to respect other people's intellectual property. And as much as we loved Dublin Dr Pepper and will miss it forever, unless Snapple Dr Pepper has a change of heart and starts letting them make it again, then it's probably just best for them to stay out of court, stay out of legal trouble, and keep making their own good original craft sodas. Have you ever had Dublin Dr Pepper? Do you miss it? Have you ever tried this? People in Texas, I'm dying to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, Fizz Nation, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel this week. I really had a lot of fun with this one. It was very interesting to see how it stacked up. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for future notifications. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next time.